Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium, the site of tonight's matchup between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains. I'm Nate Mullins, joined alongside by my partner, Tommy Hall. We are live once again here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure you share the video, like, follow, subscribe on all of our platforms. Folks, we've got a doozy coming up for you tonight. An SBC River rivalry right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. We got more juicy action here in the pregame show, brought to you by Rogers Flowers. It's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast. We are live here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium. Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall. You're tuned in here on the pregame show, brought to you by Rogers Flowers. Of course, tonight's broadcast is presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tommy, this one is always a great game between these two rivals. It's a backyard brawl, as we like to call it. And I couldn't be more excited to be here on the call with you tonight.
Absolutely, and happy holidays to you folks joining us right here for some hashtag Hoops on Hoos here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Again, Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall, and you hit the nail on the head. A storied rivalry out of the ashes of the MAL, and it wouldn't be the holiday season without a matchup between the Calvert Senecas and the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains. And in this SBC River matchup, you got a game and a dominating squad in this Hopewell Loudon Chieftains coming in tonight 4-1, taking on this Calvert Seneca squad who last year undefeated up until their district run, coming into tonight with a pretty much a new identity, trying to form that identity with Coach John Ottenbacher. Coming in tonight 2-2 after coming off a big win against Margaretta just a few nights ago after a huge three-pointer by Harrison Schultz. Put the Senecas out ahead and got them to that 2-2 record.
What do we call him? The magician, right?
Oh, yeah, the Magic Man.
The Magic Man. I like that. All right, folks, once again, you're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by Rogers Flowers. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast in high school basketball all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Phillips Electric, MST Sauce Company, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, TPC Food Service, Rogers Flowers, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Buckeye IT, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Five Star Maintenance, Klaus Electric, Sarah Risen, Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, and Pyramid Recruiting Offices, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, you're tuned in here on the pregame show, brought to you by Rogers Flowers. Tommy, we got to talk about the keys to the game, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, but we'll get to those momentarily because we got the national anthem coming up right here. Let's take a moment and take a pause while they bring you the national anthem here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium.
Please remain standing for our national anthem performed by the Calvert Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Brett Willis.
All right, and we're back here. Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium once again. Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall. Tommy, we got to talk about the keys to the game, brought to you by Cadette Mexican Restaurant. Of course, momentarily we'll have the opening tip. That's brought to you by Phillips Electric, but let's get to those keys to the game. Tommy, man, this one I think is going to be one of those games where if Tiffin Calvert wants to stay with this high-powered Hopewell offense, they're going to have to get dirty. They're going to have to get mean. They're going to have to be aggressive on the defensive end of the floor. So I think defense is the key for Tiffin Calvert tonight. Set the tone early and try to keep this game close, because don't let this game get too far out of hand. This Hopewell offense, they can put up points in bunches.
Oh, absolutely, and Calvert's got to have their head on a swivel as Coach Roger Jury and the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains take the floor tonight. Here 4-1 in this 2022-2023 campaign. Of course, Coach Jury notching out his 100th win just a few games ago in this 2022 campaign. So a wealth of experience by this Hopewell Loudon squad coming into tonight, and you hit the nail on the head. Defense, defense, defense for the Calvert Senecas tonight, as we see out of these Chieftains, guys like Evan Creas and Elmore in their last game against Gibsonburg in SBC play. Creas and Elmore both recorded double-doubles. Creas had 16 points, 12 rebounds. Elmore 14 points, 10 rebounds. And then you couple that with that supporting cast around them, like Barrier and Yarball averaging 11 points per game. I mean, this is a very, very dangerous Chieftain squad coming out on the floor. They're not going to leave a lot of baskets. They're going to make you work for every one of them. So, like we talked about, offensive boards for Calvert, you can't leave those empty shots out there. We looked at those stats earlier, and they're shooting. The Senecas shooting about 30% from the three. Tells me they're going to try to drive inside more, but shooting 42% from the floor. A lot of coaches, a lot of teams try to aim for around that 50% mark. So a little bit of work for the Senecas coming into the night's game, but those are definitely going to be the keys. Brought to you by Escarat and Chieftains, or if the Senecas expect to upend the Chieftains here at home.
Well, it's going to be a tall task for the Senecas, but I think they are up to the task, Tommy. I think this is one of those games where anything could happen. You talk about this Calvert team, you talk about this Hopewell team, there's maybe some bad blood between these two teams, considering the fact that, Calvert has dominated this matchup over the last 4 years. So maybe not on the Calvert side of things, but maybe Hopewell might be thinking, time for some revenge. We've taken it from Tiffin Calvert over the last couple of years. They've been the favorite in the SBC River. Maybe it's time that they are now the favorites. They're sitting there, one of the top teams in the SBC River. So now this might be one of those statement games for them where they try to assert themselves. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Once again, we have the opening tip coming up here, brought to you by Phillips Electric. But, Tommy, when you look at the stat sheet between these two games, of course, stat sheet brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments, this game looks like it's going to be a tall task for Tiffin Calvert.
Absolutely. As, again, this Chieftain squad able to pull off punches and bunches, 71-38 in that dispatching of Gibsonburg. Greg, do we got to look at those lineups tonight? Get this opening tip underway. And then you see the lineups for the Senecas.
Tiffin Calvert, Harrison Schultz. We have Gavin Wagner, Nick Palm, Caden Otterbacher, and Jacob Rombach. That's your starting five for Tiffin Calvert. And for Hopewell Loudon, starting five, you have Evan Crease, Carter Yarbrough, Blake Barrier, Donovan Elmore, and Braylon Martinez. That's your starting five. Opening tip once again brought to you by Phillips Electric, and we're underway here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium. Thanks for tuning in here on the call. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall with you. And that first possession stolen away by the Senecas. And Nick Palm now with it. Kicks it out on the corner. Caden Otterbacher works it over to Harrison Schultz. Schultz calls out the play over to Jacob Rumbach. Now they work it down low. Wagner is going to be fouled. And that's going to be a shooting foul, so he'll go to the line for two shots. Gavin Wagner, sophomore post, 6'4", sophomore.
That was the thing I noticed coming into this season is Calvert Senecas, you think after having a lot of loss to graduation, they still got a lot of tall bodies down there on the floor.
And these are kids that have been waiting in the wings, Tommy. They've been waiting for their opportunity, and this is their shot. Jacob Rumback takes the pass from Caden Otterbacher and lays it off the glass and puts it in for the first basket of the game. Senecas lead 2-0. Braylon Martinez now with it. Over to Blake Barrier. Barrier second in the SBC River with 6 assists per game. He's going to set the pace. It's Carter Yarbrough. Now Evan Crease.
Crease just right underneath the basket.
Boy, he is smooth, isn't he, Tommy?
Oh, absolutely. The second leading scorer in the SBC River, averaging 19.8 points per game is Crease.
Just under 20 a clip. Nick Palm works it into the forecourt. Tied it to apiece. 6:30 left here in the first quarter. Hopewell Loudon and Tiffin Calvert here in Tiffin. A packed house here.
And Palm's really been known to
pull up from three, no good. Wagner grabs the rebound, puts it off the glass, and puts it in. Gavin Wagner with a steal, a rebound, and now his first basket of the ball game puts the Senecas on top, 4-2.
See Wagner very active under the glass.
And active with his hands there as he pokes that one away. Senecas grab the steal.
And like we talked about, as you see Palm taking it over to the timeline, really likes to set the pace, being the signal caller for this Calvert offense this year, leading all Senecas and scoring 9.3 points per game.
Nick Palm working on Elmore. Palm drives, spins, turnaround jumper, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, puts it in. Nick Palm with the putback, gets his change. And the Senecas lead 6-2.
And that was a nice play on Elmore, who, again, is a basketball royalty in that family, in that part.
Yeah.
In those parts of Bascom and Fostoria.
6'5" junior post, Donovan Elmore. Of course, his sister Michaela playing now for Clemson. Yes, that Clemson. Yarbrough pulls up from inside the arc and knocks that one down. Long two-pointer there. But he gets it to go. 6-4, Tiffin Calvert.
Yeah, Yarbrough always comes away with those quiet double-digit performances. I shouldn't say too quiet because, again, the guy's averaging 11 points per game.
Yeah. Take a run back into the post, kicks it back out for Otterbacher. And they work it around the perimeter. Palm down low for Rumback. Kicks it back out. Palm thought about a three. Now they work it around. Schultz pulls up. No good. Crease grabs the rebound.
I like the shot selection by the Senecas through the early onset here. Nice job defensively by the Senecas to start this game. Almost a
Yarbrough into the paint, up with the shot, little floater, and he gets it to go off the back of the rim. Carter Yarbrough ties the game for Hopewell Loudon. He's got 4 points. That pass poked away, and the Senecas grab it.
Oh, and the miscommunication.
Poked away again, and the Chieftains have possession. Elmore into the paint, up with the shot. No, but he's fouled on his way to the basket. And Donovan Elmore will go to the line for 2 shots. Jacob Rumback called on the foul. That's his first, and the first team foul comes here at the 3:48 mark of the first quarter. Tied at 6 apiece. Donovan Elmore toes the line. First shot, no good. Stays tied at 6 apiece.
And you see Carter Wolf coming in off the bench, along with Ardner.
Kevin Ardner, Carter Wolf checking in.
Those guys give you quality minutes off the bench.
Oh, absolutely. Elmore.
And you see it right there. Wolf with the rebound.
Ardner down low, trying to find Rumback. And it's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow will favor the Senecas. So they'll keep the possession. 3:39 left here in the first quarter.
The Senecas do not like the look that the Chieftains are giving them down low. It's just almost like a hesitation by the Senecas. You just got to work your set, try to find where your open lane is, and drive and dish.
Yep. Nick Palm works it over to Carter Wolf. Wolf drives the baseline, puts it up off the glass. No. Run back went for the rebound. It's tipped and grabbed by the Chieftains.
I like what was done there. They were able to get the rebound.
Barrier shot up. It's in. They're going to count it, and it goes to the line for a potential three-point play. Blake Barrier. That was a heck of a play there, Tommy.
Got a replay on that?
Just about to ask the same question. It's all good. Blake Barrier at the line converts to make it a three-point play the old-fashioned way. 9-6 Hopewell. They are on a 7-0 run here.
I say Palm desperately needs to get that ball across.
A little hesitation before he took off. Palm drives it.
Look at Palm.
Up off the glass, puts it up and in. He saw his opportunity there, Tommy. A wide open C there. And now Will Nutter drives that one to the paint and puts it up off the glass and in.
Flowing like the Kentucky waterfall that his barber gave him.
Of course, he was outstanding on the football field for the Chieftains this year.
Yeah, it gives the Chieftains tremendous presence down low as well. Big body.
I think he had double-digit sacks this year, Tommy, as a defensive end. Wow. I know he's first team.
Oh, and it's stripped away, stolen. Crease.
Coast to coast, puts it up and puts it in. Evan Crease.
With taters and toast. What a meal. As Crease just dines his way and dashes to the basket.
That's 4 points now for Evan Crease.
Palm. Ooh. Man, he got away with a walk there, that little.
Run back in the corner. Smothered on defense.
Poked away again.
Barrier gets the steal.
The ball was alive.
Run back digs it out, and the Chieftains get it. Braylon Martinez down the floor. Yarbrough back to Martinez. Off the screen, spots up for three. Braylon Martinez knocks down the three.
That's now an 8-0 run by the Chieftains.
Wow.
We talked about it. These Chieftains can bury you early, and that's not what the Senecas could do. As you want to do is they call a timeout here.
Timeout called.
I thought it was timeout.
Actually, no, timeout. They're going to keep it playing here. 16-8, Hopewell Loudon. 1:13 left here in the first quarter.
You'd almost like to take a timeout after that.
Yeah, Chieftains are doubling them up right now. Nice drive to the basket by Blake Barrier. Unable to convert, and that one goes off the legs.
But nice job by the Senecas being early to the party under the glass.
They're going to say that's Seneca's ball. Lee Morgan now into the game for Tiffin Calvert. Caden Otterbacher. Harrison Schultz tried to get it down low for Wolf, was denied. Now they get it down low for, there's our guy, Lee Morgan. Lays it up off the glass and in. Yarbrough thought about a three, but puts it on the floor. Over to Crease. Evan Crease driving into the paint. Oh, what a nice move, but he's unable to finish there.
And
at
Crease,
the basket.
He can just make those athletic moves where it looks like he's taking more than 2 steps, but he's not. He's just floating, Bubba.
Just kind of looks like he's floating. Seneca's working around the perimeter here. Caden Otterbacher now with it. Picks up his dribble, works it down low. Carter Wolf nearly loses it, gets it back.
2 seconds.
Schultz, 1 sec. And Schultz off the glass, no. And that's the end of the first quarter. Hopewell Loudon leads Tiffin Calvert 16-10. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos. And we're back here at Simmons Calvert Gymnasium. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've also got Connor Roush running the camera. We got Greg Kinn, the Wizard, running the production side of things. So we've got the full A-team on the crew tonight. This is the A-team. Sorry, guys, but, you know, the best of the best are on the call tonight, folks.
Well, the Chieftains nailed back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, but 2 threes there at the closing of that first quarter to go on an 8-0 run against these Senecas. Seneca is able to cut that deficit down by 2, trailing by 6 here to start the second quarter. 16-10, Chieftains on top. And it's stolen away by the Senecas. Palm takes it across the timeline. He's just driving to the basket, puts a forearm out. It looks like there's going to be a foul called.
I knew that was going to be an issue.
What?
I Tommy hauled my way into a parking spot that I wasn't supposed to be in. Whoops. Whoop. And that one poked away and out of bounds. See, that's what happens, though, folks. When you got the hottest ticket in town tonight, it's hard to get a parking spot, you know? We even got here early, and we were like, there's no parking spot. It happens. Very appreciative of the fan that came up and took my truck keys to go move my truck, though. Very appreciative. We'll see where they park it, though. It's gone. Sorry, you don't have a truck anymore.
You said you gave it to a fan?
Yeah, some fan was like, hey,
Is that the new Heart of Ohio Sports giveaway?
Speaking of giving one away, as Palm fights his way to the basket, let's go of a little floater to, again, continue to chop away at this deficit. Chieftains 16-12. Here with 6:40 remaining here in the first half.
Evan Crease calls out the play. Driving, cut off by the defense. Cross-court pass for Elmore. Thought about a 3, but puts it on the floor. Spins, turnaround move, no good. On the shot, rebound grabbed by Ardner. Senecas push it down the floor. Nick Palm now with it. Calls out the set. He sets the tempo. Calls for a screen here. Morgan comes, sets the screen. Elmore switches. Now Morgan gives it off to Ardner. Ardner cut off by Martinez. Morgan driving, puts up the shot. No, they're going to say foul on the floor before the shot. That one's going to go against Evan Crease.
What?
That'll be his second foul. And it comes at the 5:51 mark here.
I don't know about that. Like Shakira, that was all hips there, baby.
The hips don't lie, right?
Yeah. He's boxing out.
Otterbacher takes the inbound pass. Schultz pulls up for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound, tipped under the basket. Grabbed by Jacob Rumback. Rumback out to Palm. Thought about a 3, now puts it on the floor. They reset.
Them second chance opportunities by the Senecas. It's one of the reasons why they've been able to.
Nice pass by Rumback under the basket, but Wagner thought he was fouled, but no call there. They're going to let him play. It's a physical game, folks.
Oh, I like that Wagner and Will Nutter
that's
little
a good
battle.
matchup. That's a
clash of
great
the
matchup.
Titans.
3-point shot by Martinez. Braylon Martinez knocks down the three and puts the Seneca or the Chieftains up by 7, 19-12. Seneca's now with possession. Gavin Wagner working around the perimeter here.
Palm thought about it.
Kick it out. Otterbacher.
Think about it.
Chieftains playing great defense right now. They're closing out really quickly on shooters. Boom! Open corner three. Knocks it down, and he's going to go to the line for a potential 4-point play.
4 points the old-fashioned way.
Take a look at that one again.
Let's take a look at that one
we got
once
it.
again here.
Yep.
Nick Palm, corner three.
Just like Gilligan
Nice
on an
feed from
island.
run back. He drew the triple team, found his teammate there in the corner for the three, who drew the contact, and Nick Palm makes this a 3-point ball game here. 16 points for the Senecas. They trail by 3. 19-16 with 4:31 left to play here in the first half. Nick Palm now with 10 points, Tommy, leading all scorers. Timeouts, of course, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Use this time to thank our sponsors. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance, First National Bank of Sycamore, Phillips Electric, MST Sauce Company, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, TPC Food Service, Rogers Flowers, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Buckeye IT, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Diesel's Frame and Collision, 5-Star Maintenance, Klaus Electric, Sarah Risen, Century 21 Bolte and Tiffin, and Pyramid Recruiting Offices, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, our timeout sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore, they are uniquely rooted in our communities, proudly serving their customers since 1919. They have locations in Sycamore, Tiffin, New Riegel, and McCutcheonsville, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
There's room on the wagon still. As
right.
Again, the sponsor list, they continue to be community-minded. What a great group of local businesses that we have in the area that allow us to bring you these local matchups live and paywall free here on Heart of Ohio Sports. As Hopewell takes it across, and Yarbrough from three!
Yarbrough knocks it down. Carter Yarbrough. Now with 7 points. Leading the way for the Chieftains. 22-16, Hopewell Loudon. Boy, they have...
What a waste of a timeout.
Yeah. Palm drives it to the basket, lays it up and in. Nick Palm puts that one off the glass and brings the Senecas within 4. 22-18.
Oh, Yarbrough thought about it.
Blake Barrier spots up for three. Off the front of the rim, no. Palm grabs the rebound.
Another rebound by the Senecas. They're going to double team Palm here now.
Oh, he almost got it. He got away with a travel there. And that's going to be out of bounds on Tiffin Calvert.
And in the game for the Chieftains, number 23, Evan Crease.
Blake Barrier brings it into the forecourt. Evan Crease checking back into the game with those 2 fouls. Braylon Martinez thought about a 3, kicks it over to Barrier, down low for Nutter, back out to Crease. Crease on the right wing, driving the baseline, kicks it out, pass tipped. Barrier grabs it.
Oh,
Poked away. That one poked away from behind by the Chieftains. And it'll stay Seneca basketball.
Number 5, Donovan Elmore.
Otterbacher's just having a tough sledding getting out of the gate here tonight, as you see a lot, almost blanket coverage on Otterbacher, as
they are really quick to get out on him. Close out on shooters tonight are the Chieftains.
Otterbacher
22-18.
averaging 8.5 points tonight, stifled here tonight.
Palm takes the kick out, pass from Wagner, no good. Rebound grabbed by Rumback.
Another Seneca rebound.
Those offensive boards really paying dividends here tonight for Tiffin Calvert. That's keeping them in the game. 2:42 left here in the second quarter.
Again, we're still early in the season.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is a statement game like we talked about at the top of the pregame. If you beat Hopewell Loudon, who you know is going to make a run, this really is a litmus test of where this Calvert squad is 1 year removed from that tremendous run last season.
Yeah. And you're going to see a lot of growth from this team in the first 10 games of the season. And those last 10, you're going to see this team really start to take shape, I feel like, Tommy. But this is a game they can learn a lot about themselves here.
You're seeing it.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
They're going to say that was a held ball. I mean, Calvert retains possession, but he only had his hands on it for a split second there.
Want to try to look at it here?
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
See if we can look at that one.
Well, they are quick to get back in here.
All right. We're trying to get back into action.
Run back, kicks it out to Palm. Nick Palm works it around the perimeter here, brings it out to the top of the key to reset.
He's looking to try to get some kind of screen implemented.
Palm, down low for run back. Run back, puts it up. No, but he is fouled on his way up to the basket.
Well, and that play just fell apart. You saw them trying to kind of set up that screen, and Palm just was stuck.
Yep.
Right there at the, right there around the foul line, forced to dish it out. And when you're in that situation, all you can do is when you dish it down low, you try to pray it goes under the glass and you get something called.
First free throw good from Jacob Rumback.
Oh, that makes it a true one-possession game now, Nate.
And he hits them both. Rumback now with 4 points. Seneca's trailing by 2. Chieftains. Evan Crease, spin move. Jumper. Off the glass and in. Oh, what a nice
You've been
shot
waiting for
there
that to
by
go.
Evan Crease.
You've been waiting for one of those to go.
That was pretty. 6 points now for Evan Crease. Chieftains by 4. Cross-court pass. Otterbacher for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound, dug out. Gavin Wagner grabs it for the Senecas. Out to Schultz. Spots up for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound.
These Senecas, they're just dogs down low right now.
And Chieftains are going to take the possession as the held ball will favor Hopewell Loudon. Blake Barrier does a good job there digging it out.
Seneca's getting after it.
It is a physical ball game here tonight.
It was less than a minute. See if Chieftains will just want to control the last possession. As Creas actually just float away. Puts it back. 6-point ball game now. 26-20. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Calvert trailing.
That one poked away out of bounds. Last touch by Evan Crease. We'll stay with Tiffin Calvert. 26-20. Chieftains with 29.6 seconds left here in the second quarter. Jacob Rumback looking to inbound for Tiffin Calvert. Gets it into Nick Palm. Palm driving. Kick out for Schultz. Schultz into the paint. Up with the shot. Left-hander goes.
The Magic Man, now you see me, now you don't.
That's right.
Turns and pivots and puts it back.
Martinez, kick out. Agaba for 3, no good. Rebound, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Hopewell Loudon. So Tiffin Calvert will take possession. 6.7 seconds left here in the first half. Let's see what they can do here with it. Palm picks it up. 6.7 left. 3 seconds. 2. Palm pulls up for 3. No. And that's the end of the first half. Tiffin Calvert trailing by 4 to Hopewell Loudon as we head to halftime. 26-22 is your score. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this with the halftime show, brought to you by TPC Food Service. We'll be right back here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos. All right.
Let's get to this live.
Hey, and we're back here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Hey, look at this. It's a little halftime game they like to play here in Tiffin Calvert. This one's the toss the beanbag into the middle of the floor.
Well, actually, toss it.
I want to toss one.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Here you go, Greggy. You can toss one. I bought a nice little six-pack.
Oh, Greggy's rolling.
Greggy, you got pretty damn close there. There's the last one. Oh, off the backboard. It bumped off a head of a fan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And we're back here, folks. You're tuned into the halftime show. We're having some fun here. TPC Food Service is your halftime show sponsor. Tommy, what an exciting first half here. 26-22 is your score. Hopewell Loudon leading Tiffin Calvert. Chieftains this talent for the Chieftains squad is very evident, Tommy. But it seems tonight like they're getting a little frustrated by this Tiffin Calvert defense because, man, they just are smothering on the defensive end of the floor right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's a little stifling on the defensive end by the Chieftains, as we talked about in that win over Gibsonburg. 2 double-double performances, both on the boards and on the scoring end, by I believe that was Elmore and Creas. But tonight, as we talked about, nothing really coming out of the gate here defensively for the Chieftains, and that was one of those those keys to the game that we talked about at the top of the program, was the Seneca's ability to get them offensive and defensive boards. Thus far, at one point, the Chieftains able to bury the Senecas with an 8-0 run. And, man, these Senecas, they've just battled back ever since and continue to grind them out on both ends of the court, to where you're seeing still trying to chase that 4-point lead after 2 quarters of action.
That's right, and we are still here at halftime. We got about 6 minutes left. We're going to step aside. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll just, watch the court here. We got just a little bit of a brief timeout here while we take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back just before the start of the second half, break it down for you a little bit more. TPC Food Service halftime show. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back, folks. We are live here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. We got Connor Roush running the cameras tonight, and of course Greg Kinn, the wizard, on the production side of things. You're tuned in here on the TPC Food Service halftime show. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall. We're just about set for the second half. Tommy, what do you think's got to go right here for Tiffin Calvert if they want to come away with a win in front of this home crowd?
Granted, you allowed a big run to kind of allow you to start playing catch-up there through that first part of the first half. Here in the second half, I think Calvert just close out the way they did that first half. Be a little aggressive on them boards. They really haven't gotten into too much foul trouble, but they've been able to come away clean, been able to get some second chance opportunities. That's what it's gonna take down the stretch to catch up and cut away at this lead that the Chieftains have put you in.
Now, if you're Hopewell Loudon, what do you got to do here? If you want to
get baskets going.
Yeah, I think that's the key for them is you got to find a way to get some open shots. As Nick Palm, three-point shot is no good, but he's going to go to the line for 3 free throws here, Tommy.
Wow.
Donovan Elmore is going to be called on the foul. That'll be his second foul. And Nick Palm at the line.
See if Palm can go 3 of 3. Leading all scorers tonight, 13 points already.
2 for 2. He is 3 for 3 now from the line.
Wow. Undeterred.
Cool as a cucumber. Man. Hits all 3. 1-point ball game.
Garball. Makes his way to the...
by Otterbacher.
Denied.
Schwack.
Yeah, that's definitely Schwack. Look at Wagner. Finishes the play under the glass.
And the Senecas take a 1-point lead, 27-26. That's exactly what you got to do here if you're the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. Both ends of the floor there as Evan Crease, whoa, what a move to the basket along the baseline. And you keep kind of floated there.
And you keep getting the ball to Crease, and as he's streaking, it's going to cause some challenges in the lane down the stretch. You're going to get more calls to the line. You can get Calvert into foul trouble to where they're going to be a little more not as aggressive down the stretch.
Schultz moved to the basket. Shot no good. Rebound grabbed by Elmore. Now Evan Crease with it. Brings it into the forecourt. Dribble. Shot. Up with it. Off the glass. No. Rebound grabbed by Jacob Rumback. Harrison Schultz now with it. Calls for the screen. Doesn't get it. Takes off. Blake Barrier working on defense. Now back to Nick Palm. Palm's going to reset. Calls out the play. (28-27). Hopewell Loudon. Down low, they try to find Gavin Wagner. That one's going to be tipped off of Tiffin Calvert. So it'll go to the Chieftains. As Blake Barrier brings it into the forecourt now as he crosses the timeline. Carter Yarbrough. Thought about a 3. Puts the ball on the floor. Kicks it over to Barrier. And now a reach-in. Hold, actually, is going to be called on Gavin Wagner. You look down this roster, Tommy, for Tiffin Calvert, just one senior this year. A lot different than last year. Actually, there's 2 seniors. I'm sorry. Nick Palm and Lee Morgan, your 2 seniors for Tiffin Calvert.
Oh,
that corner shot, no good.
Every part of the basket but the bottom of the net. Palm tries to find Rombach down low. Oh, that's going to be called out of bounds in the hands of the Chieftains.
So Blake Barrier now with it. Has it stolen away by Palm.
Thrown right back by Yarbrough.
Yarbrough gets it back, and he's going to be fouled on a reach-in by Nick Palm. For Palm, that's his first. First foul. He's got 15 points here tonight, Tommy. More than half the points for the Senecas, as he is pouring it in on the offensive end. Barrier. Kick out for Evan Crease. Crease, the signal caller for the Chieftains on the gridiron. Kick out. That's a three for Blake Barrier. Barrier knocks down the three, puts the Chieftains up by 4. 31-27. Timeout called by Tiffin Calvert. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. We'll use this timeout to thank our sponsors. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Phillips Electric, MST Sauce Company, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, TPC Food Service, Rogers Flowers, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Buckeye IT, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Diesel's Frame and Collision, 5-Star Maintenance, Klaus Electric, Sarah Risen, Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, and Pyramid Recruiting Offices, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Huge shout out to Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. as she's working on some special stuff for you guys for the Christmas season. Hopefully it'll be done in time for Christmas. And I'm telling you what, folks, if you've got a custom order that you want to get done, that's the place to go. If you want custom apparel, if you want custom vehicle lettering, she's kind of your one-stop shop for everything when it comes to graphic design. Go see Katina. Go see the fine folks at SSG Inc., that's Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. From reunions to small events to business apparel, even vehicle lettering, they got you covered. But they make the gear that you make your memories in. Harrison Schultz. Cross-court pass, Nick Palm. Palm down low for Jacob Rumback. Rumback. Kick out, Otterbacher. If that would have been a better pass, he might have been able to shoot that three. Otterbacher's been pretty contained on the offensive end of the floor here, Tommy. He does not have a point. And this is a kid coming into tonight averaging 9 points a game, so.
They really knew that Otterbacher was going to have to shore up on Barrier here tonight.
And Schultz knocks down the three and brings it to within 1, 31-30. Chieftains leading.
The Senecas were able to get the lead to start this game, then never really got back into control. Senecas had a quick turnabout here at the start of the second half where they got the lead, but been chasing ever since.
Three-point shot off the back of the rim, no. Gavin Wagner grabs the rebound, and he's going to be fouled from behind. Donovan Elmore is going to be called for the foul. That's his third foul. And the second team foul against Hopewell Loudon comes at the 3:44 mark here in the third quarter. Schultz on the perimeter, down low for Rumback. What a pass! Jacob Rumback might have got away with a little push-off there.
Yeah, Chieftains just ran some man there and a little push-off by Rumback.
They don't call offensive pass interference, though. And that one poked away out of bounds. Last touch by Caden Otterbacher. It'll stay with the Chieftains. 3:21 left here in the third quarter. Calvert on top, 32-31. This third quarter, a back-and-forth affair here. Evan Crease now with it at the elbow. Working on Otterbacher, draws the double team. Palm steals it away. Nick Palm driving into the paint, had it stripped away. It goes off of the Chieftains and out of bounds.
Nick Palm ping-ponging down low between Chieftains.
Palm looking to inbound. Gets it in, run back. Down low, Wagner. Gavin Wagner spins, turnaround, puts it up. Oh, what a nice move by Gavin Wagner. And he showed a little bit of touch.
The
around
big man,
basket
yeah, the
there.
big man has some touch down low. I noticed that.
Wagner now with 6 points here tonight. Seneca's lead by 3, 34-31. 2:45 left here in the third quarter. Barrier over to Martinez. Martinez working on run back. Now back to Barrier. Cut off on the baseline. Now drives into the paint. Kicks it out. Crease to the elbow. Kicks it out for Yarbrough. Drives to the paint.
Wow.
Blocked from behind. Seneca's have the possession.
Little Iggy block.
And that one's stolen away by the Chieftains, but Seneca's get it back. Under the basket for Wagner. Kick out. They're trying to find Otterbacher. It was pushed away by the Chieftains, and it stays with the Senecas.
Yarbrough pleading his case.
Yeah, he's definitely pleading his case there, but no conference by the officials, and it stays with the Senecas. Tiffin Calvert leading by 3. 2:15 left here in the third quarter. Nick Palm calls out the set. Working on Carter Yarbrough. Pass under the basket. That's a kick ball.
Yeah.
They found a cutting Caden Otterbacher, but Chieftains called with a kick ball. Timeout called by Tiffin Calvert. This is going to be a full timeout. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. Boy, Tommy, this is a great time to tell you about what we have coming up in the schedule. I mean, we've got a lot of different things coming up. Tomorrow night, we've got an episode of Mulling It Over, as I've got a special interview with Albert Underko, the sideline photographer for Columbian games, also does some photography for NFL games, as he is a photographer for Pittsburgh Steelers games.
Yeah, we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold that against him at all. He's a Steeler fan, but that's okay. How cool would it be to be able to be at the game of a Browns game, and you're the guy. You know, you're taking pictures on the sideline of your favorite team. How cool would that be?
Oh yeah, that's a dream come true.
Sorry, I got a little distracted by our camera. I think our battery ran out on our main cam.
I think the battery ran out of the monitor there.
Oh, the little monitor.
They unplugged it. That's why it happened, yeah.
Well, darn it.
That happens.
But after that full timeout, we are back to the action, and we want to thank you once again for joining us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe there.
That's right.
As these games are brought to you each and every week, live and paywall free. And you also get notifications when your favorite team's hitting the floor just by subscribing.
Chieftains poke it away. They have possession. Evan Crease. Kick out. Martinez. Cross court for Barrier. Corner three. Bang! Blake Barrier knocks down the three. And it's tied at 34 apiece. 1:30 to play here in the third quarter. Nick Palm calls out the set. Chieftains in a 2-3 zone.
No shot clock here at the high school level.
Now Chieftains are going to close in. Schultz cross court. Otterbacher puts it on the floor, drives the baseline. Under the basket for Wagner, puts it up, puts it in, and he draws the foul! Gavin Wagner. He's going to go to the line for a potential three-point play.
That's what's frustrating. The Chieftains, they've been trying defensively, they've been guarding the perimeter, trying to keep that outside shot that the Senecas have been able to land, that one clunks off the front of the basket, is thrown back.
Otterbacher with the steal.
And Rombach puts it in.
Lays it up and in.
Take the 2 points over the one there.
Absolutely. Yarbrough for three. Off the rim, no. Poked out of bounds, last touched by the Chieftains. Actually, no, by the Senecas, sorry. Nick Palm, the last to touch it. So the Chieftains will retain possession. Trailing by 4, 38-34. Barrier inbounds to Yarbrough. Over to Crease. Now Martinez with it. Out to Barrier, wide open three. In and out. Rebound grab by Crease. Back to barrier, under the basket.
Nutter!
Nutter, no good. Poked out. Martinez grabs the rebound. Chieftains, crease, into the paint. Blocked!
Wow!
Caden Otterbacher with the rejection. And Nick Palm now with it. He's going to need to work it over the timeline here.
Gotta get over.
There it gets over, just in time.
They're pushing down low, looking for the last possession here.
9 seconds, 7, 6, kick out. Otterbacher for three, no. Rebound grabbed by Wagner, puts it up, no. Crease grabs the rebound. Full court shot is no good. And that's the end of the third quarter. Tiffin Calvert takes control. 38-34.
I'm exhausted just from watching that. It was final minute.
Wow. We'll be right back after this, folks. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, The Pulse.
And we're back here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium. We start the fourth quarter of action. Seneca's leading 38-34 over the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. Thanks for tuning in right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, Connor Roush running the cameras tonight. The Wizard, Greg Kinn on the ones and twos. And we can't thank you enough for spending the evening with us here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Yarbrough almost lost that one.
Look at that.
Sat back down on the bench over there.
It was an athletic play to be able to save that one from going out of bounds. Evan Crease driving, working on run back defense, puts it up off the glass and puts it in. That was a shot that he worked for, Tommy. He had to earn those points.
Yeah, but you're going to see that pretty much here in the fourth quarter.
And that one, wow. A lot of physicality right now between these two teams, folks, and they are letting them play.
I see the Chieftains trying to pass this one at the top of the perimeter, find a streaking Crease in the lane to try to continue to get those points on their side of the other side of the floor, because that's just not where it's been at for the Chieftains, is coming away with those baskets on their side on their end of the floor. Seneca is doing a tremendous job on the defensive boards and in transition, coming away with those baskets.
Cleaning up a wet spot on the floor here. All right. And we're back underway. Blake Barrier looking to inbound here for the Chieftains. Gets it into Crease. Pull-up jumper off the glass, and that is pure. I'm telling you what, folks, that was that's money right there. Money in the bank.
Some things you just can't teach.
Whew. Tied at 38 apiece. Carter Wolf. Caden Otterbacher over to Nick Palm. Palm working on Yarbrough. Over to Schultz, the magic man. Harrison Schultz. Back out to Nick Palm. Going to reset the offense here.
Stellar. Oh!
What a feed from Otterbacher to Nick Palm.
Especially in the face of that defense. Wow.
Absolutely.
Goodness gracious. And a
Kick
big
out for three. Martinez in and out. Rebound grabbed by Carter Wolf.
Chieftains can't have that. You want to go from three-point land, you better come away with it on the offensive board.
Schultz over to Palm. Palm over to Wolf. Wolf into the paint, up with the glass. Wolf the shot.
He didn't even care.
Puts it up and in.
He didn't even care. He just said, get out of my way.
Move.
Same thing with Barrier.
Glass puts it up and in. Blake Barrier draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for a potential three-point play.
Foul number 12, Carter Wolf, his first, team third, at the line, shoot one for the Chiefs, Blake Barrier.
Blake Barrier. Pure 42-41. Tevin Calvert leading by 1. Inside of 6 minutes to play.
Tickles the twine, as somebody once said.
Palm into the forecourt now.
Wow. Separates himself a little bit there.
Well, if you're going to play that close on defense, you got to expect that, you know. And he is in his shirt pocket. Carter Wolf. Run back out to Palm for 3. In and out. Rebound grab by Crease.
Chieftains come away with it.
Evan Crease.
Crease is going to streak. He's just going to drive to the lane. Oh,
Loses
no.
it. And there's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow will favor the Senecas. So Tevin Calvert will get it back. 42-41 your score. Senecas leading by 1. Gavin Wagner checking back into the game as Jacob Runback will take a seat.
42, Will Nutter.
Nick Palm brings it into the forecourt now for the Senecas. 5:10 to play. Schultz on the right wing. Works it down low for Wagner.
Nice feed.
Wagner back out to Otterbacher. Now over to Palm. Nick Palm with it. Works it down low. Carter Wolf. He's low in the pocket.
I was going to say, just a little too much on that pass. Good thing Wolf, conscious of where he was at, able to feed it back to the top of the perimeter.
Just uses wide receiver instincts there to grab that one.
That's a good point.
Nick Palm.
Oh, and look at Nutter.
Nutter picks it off. And a big play there for the Chieftains as they get it back. 42-41 your score. Senecas leading by 1. Martinez now with it over to Barrier. Blake Barrier.
Deep in the game. Put your big on big.
Tries to get down. Gives it out for Crease. Evan Crease driving. Cut off.
Nice job
Picks
by
up his
Palm.
Gives it off to Barrier. Into the paint. Up with the shot. No. And he's called for the offensive foul.
Wow.
As he put the shoulder into the defender there. Barrier.
I think Barrier was just making a move to the basket. Had that one called against him, though.
Carter Wolf. Looking at inbound here. Gets it into Nick Palm. We are down to 4 minutes to play here in the ball game. Harrison Schultz on the right wing. Drives, baseline, puts it up. Shot blocked, but a foul. Braylon Martinez is going to be called for the foul. That's his first. But the 5th team foul on the Chieftains comes at the 3:51 mark here in the 4th quarter.
What a game. Just a 5th team foul on.
They're trying to argue whether it was a shot.
Times like that, they could use Heart of Ohio Sports replay ability. We want to thank Greg Ken, the Wizard, keeping us live and on air and in your living room.
And he gets that one to go. Harrison Schultz puts the Senecas up by 2, 43-41. He's got 6 points here tonight.
For 3!
Priest pulls up from 3, no good. Palm grabs the rebound.
That was just a quick decision. You just saw a lot of Chieftains out of position there.
As we look at the UIS Insurance and Investment stat sheet, Nick Palm, now with the possession, leads all scorers with 17 points. Caden Otterbacher still looking to get into that score sheet. And Harrison Schultz with 6 points. Carter Wolf. Down low for Otterbacher. Puts it off the glass and puts it in.
There he is.
Yeah, there's those points he's been looking for.
There it is at the 3-minute mark. Caden Otterbacher gets on the board, and the Senecas lead by 4, 45-41.
Heck of a ball game here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
We can't thank you enough, folks, for being here with us. Thanks for tuning in on the pulse of the Buckeye State. Poked away, stolen by Otterbacher. Coast to coast, foul from behind by Kreis. Evan Kreis called for the foul. Will put Caden Otterbacher at the line.
I'd rather put him to the line than to witness that get shoved back in my face.
Yeah. Otterbacher on the season, 3 for 6 from the free throw line. And a timeout called by Tiffin Calvert. Actually, Hope Loudon calls a timeout. That will be a full timeout. Of course, timeout's brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. We'll take this time to thank our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Phillips Electric, MST Sauce Company, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, TPC Food Service, Rogers Flowers, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Buckeye IT, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, 5-Star Maintenance, Klaus Electric, Sarah Risson Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, and Pyramid Recruiting Offices, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tommy, if you're looking for a house right now, it's not really the best market to be in on your own. You don't want to be wandering out there looking at houses on your own. Find somebody to help you, and I'm telling you right now, the person you want to call, Sarah Risson at Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin. She's serving 13 locations in and around the Tiffin community, and she has made a name for herself by putting the needs of her clients first and foremost.
Absolutely. At the long run, real estate always pays off. Date the rate, marry the home, and Sarah Risson and Century 21 can get you set up and get that arranged for you.
That's right. Otterbacher unable to convert on the first. Second one no good as well, so stays a 4-point ball game. Barrier. Over to Martinez. Martinez driving, cut off by the defense. Seneca's playing great defense here tonight.
This is as good of a Calvert squad as I've ever seen, and really, I mean, I've covered this squad for a long time, Nate, and
the talent is there, Tommy, for sure. They just got to put it together. They'll put it together this season. They're going to be a tough team. They're going to be one of those teams nobody wants to play.
Oh, Nutter gets it back, though.
Will Nutter! What a putback for the Chieftains to bring it to within 2. And we're down under 2 minutes to play. 45-43, Tiffin Calvert leading by 2.
That was such a clutch play by Nutter. Rolls off the fingers of Yarbrough.
Nick Palm on the perimeter. Working on Yarbrough. Out to Wolf, Carter Wolf. Now kicks it over to Caden Otterbacher. Otterbacher over to Schultz in the corner. Drives baseline, under the basket.
And the Wolf of Madison Street.
Puts it in! Carter Wolf! Puts the Senecas up by 4. 47-43. We're inside of a minute to play.
You had an open lane there.
Martinez to Kreis, off the glass, no.
Senecas
grabs the rebound. Schultz is fouled on the reach-in by Evan Kreis. That'll be the 4th foul on Kreis. And the 7th team foul will put the Senecas at the line for a 1-and-1. Harrison Schultz. An opportunity to extend this to a 6-point ball game. Timeout on the floor. What a tense last minute of play here. As timeout's brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Tommy, What an exciting ball game we've had here tonight.
Oh, without a doubt.
Now, when you talk about exciting, I think the last thing that you would probably think about is flowers, right?
Depending on the flowers.
But I think your special someone would be pretty excited if you got her some pretty flowers. And you can find a lot more than just flowers. But you know, folks, it's that time of year. Are you still asking yourself what you're going to get for the people that matter the most to you? Stop in and see Brian and his wonderful staff today at Rogers Flowers in downtown Tiffin. They are truly your one-stop destination for all of your special occasion needs. Of course, a lot of people got special occasions coming up, a lot of Christmas parties going on. If you're looking for a catering, somebody to help cater that Christmas party, look no further than Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. What better way to show up to a Christmas party and it's a plate full of nachos or a taco platter?
They announced that they're having a fundraiser tonight for Stephenville or something.
That's
like
correct.
That. It's happening tonight.
That is correct. So a fundraiser going on until 10 o'clock tonight at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Stop out, support Tiffin Calvert after the game. You can even stop out now. Watch the rest of it on your phone.
Get some enchiladas from all.
That's right. Schultz knocks down the first. Puts the Senecas up by 5, 48-43. Harrison Schultz. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 49-43, Senecas. Barrier, corner three, no.
Nobody there.
Rebound grabbed by the Chieftains. Martinez.
Oh, denied!
Hayden Otterbacher. And Tommy, when you can't get it to go, when you can't find the bucket, when you can't get your shot, you got to find other ways to affect the game. And that's what Hayden Otterbacher's done here tonight.
I think that was the role that Otterbacher's been playing here tonight.
Look at this. Once again, huge rebound. Martinez, schwack. That's exactly what that was.
And Palm goes to the line here, and he's got to get it.
Nick Palm still perfect on the season from the free throw line. And he's perfect tonight.
Why would you say that?
18 points. What do you mean? I knew he was good for it. Come on now. It's Nick Palm. It ain't some schlub at the line. That's Nick Palm. Barrier. Up at the shot. No. Rebound. Chieftains out to crease.
No shot.
No shot. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure that the whistle
Foul
happened.
before the shot is going to be called on Tiffin Calvert. So that's going to go on Wagner. Gavin Wagner called on the foul. That's his second. The fourth team foul against Tiffin Calvert. 21.5 seconds left. Crease takes the inbound pass.
Gets it back.
Otterbacher gets his change and puts it back up and in.
Timeout Chieftains, 30-second timeout.
51-45. Senecas leading by 6. Timeout Chieftains. Of course, timeouts tonight brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore.
And I tell you what, down low, down in the final minute, I mean, you get a lot of contact. The aggression down and up. And I mean, again, the collisions that you see down there, they can be pretty bad. But luckily, again, your car collisions don't have to be that bad. As your one-stop shop for vehicle body repair is Fiesel's Frame and Collision. Why go to the rest when you can take your vehicle to the best? Fiesel's Frame and Collision is a family-owned business that serviced vehicles for this community for decades and will continue to do so for many years to come. Trust your vehicle repairs to Fiesel's Frame and Collision.
Another one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We can't thank all of them enough for their contributions here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Caden Otterbacher looking to inbound. Gets it into the backcourt. It's stolen away by the Chieftains. Elmore.
Nice steal. Get that out.
For three. Off the rim, no. Rebound grab by Palm. 8 seconds left. He's fouled. And that'll put him at the line. A chance to put him over 20 points here tonight, as he's at 19, and a chance for him to put this one away.
Where'd you get some stats at, Nate?
Oh, you know, just look at the UIS Insurance and Investment stat sheet. That's where I get all my stats, Greggy. Of course, you're going to want to stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'll bring you the player of the game course, that's brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Nick Palm, 20 points here tonight, leading all scorers and leading the way for the Senecas as he is still perfect from the line. 53-45, step back three, Martinez! Wow. And he makes that a 5-point ball game, but that's the end of the ball game here tonight, folks. Tiffin Calvert with a big win over the Chieftains, 53-48. Wow, what a ball game. We have had some doozies here on Heart of Ohio Sports to start out the season. Folks, we're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a post-game show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, where we will bring you the player of the game. Brought to you by MST Sauce Company. That's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Tiffin Calvert Gymnasium. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call. You're tuned in here on the postgame show, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Calvert 53, Hopewell Loudon 48. Big win for these Tiffin Calvert Senecas on this young 2022 and 2023 campaign. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call once again. Man, I tell you what, Tommy, this was one of those games where coming into this one, you look at the stat sheet brought to you by UIS Insurance, you look at the records, well, you can throw those out the window, Tommy, because this is a backyard rivalry, a backyard brawl. These two teams, they know each other. They're familiar with each other. And John Otterbacher knows this Hopewell Loudon squad. And I'll tell you what, tonight, this was a growing game for both squads, but especially for this Tiffin Calvert squad, because, man, that's a young team, and they seem to be putting things together at the right time.
If you check the Lost and Found, you'll find my words, because this game, again, did not play out the way that I expected it to. We talked about a game 4-1 Hopewell Loudon Chieftain squad who, again, only limited to less than 50 points in this one, as a final score indicated, 53-48. But the big thing that I noticed is we talked throughout the game of Calvert keeping up. Calvert trying to, cut away at the deficit, trying to take, they only had the lead 3 times in this game. But the one thing that wasn't trumped enough, or touted enough, I should say, is the way the Senecas performed down the stretch in that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I cannot, because normally once you get under a minute and you're chasing like a 5-6 point lead, normally that's where teams start to rally.
Yeah.
And Hopewell Loudon did not rally in the end of that game. I do not know what happened. Well, I guess I do know what happened. Defense. It was the defense by the Senecas down low. I mean, Carter Wolf, Gavin Wagner, the resurgence of Otterbacher, his defensive game throughout the entire game was very paramount as well to the success that the Senecas found here under the glass this evening, which resulted into a 53-48 win. And like I said, I'm gobsmacked just at how tremendous and how put together this Seneca squad was here tonight. Again, that was like a mid-season. You get those nights where, again, maybe a little slow out the gate for the Chieftains, a little uneasy sledding, maybe an off night for them. But the Senecas, I mean, tonight was their night. They just controlled. They were the team that looks like that regional run team from a year ago. I mean, the reason why they won undefeated. We talked about the starts and stops here at the beginning of the season, coming in 2-2. And I tell you what, just the way that the Senecas took care of business tonight, that was one of those flashes that we looked for earlier in the season, that bright spot to where at the end of the season you can look back and say, yeah, I knew that all along.
Yeah. You try to be the Nostradamus when it comes to that kind of stuff. But honestly, we don't know what is going to happen over the next 15 games for this squad. This is a team that they're still trying to figure themselves out. They're still trying to figure out their identity. But tonight, that's a big step in the right direction to figure out who you are and what your strengths are.
A leap.
You can lean on your defensive identity. This team has a clear, it's defensive. That's what they're going to be known for. That's what they can hang their hat on this year, is they're going to be good defensively, and that defense will keep them in games. They should be able to play with just about anybody, Tommy. This is a team that, like I said earlier in the broadcast, you're not going to want to see this team come postseason time.
Absolutely, and I think, again, some complimentary basketball. You got the production out of your big threes that you needed. As normally we talked about coming into this game, Nick Palm averaging 9.3 points per game. Schultz following right closely behind with 9, and Otterbacher at 8.5. But tonight, was held in check offensively, but did his job defensively against a great scorer in barrier for the Hopewell Loudon Chieftains, who still had 12 points on the night, but definitely was still limited in his offensive production, especially under the glass. I mean, there was a lot of times tonight where I didn't see a Chieftain in sight on some of those empty boards, and that was really what the difference maker was tonight. But again, tonight, Nick Palm show, 21 points in that 53-point affair. He had a supporting cast, Harrison Schultz with 8, and Gavin Wagner, the big man down low, the 6'4" sophomore, showing out 8 points and showing out defensively as well.
That's a lot of stats there, Tommy. Where'd you find all those?
I looked at my friends at the UAS stat sheet who keep us on the nose and up to date and up to the minute on all of the latest and local stats, so we can bring them right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. The most important stat of the game, I'd have to say, is our MST Sauce Company player of the game.
Oh, we got him rounded up here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As a MST Sauce Company, proud sponsor here on Heart of Ohio Sports since day one. And don't forget, this is a Tommy Hall recommendation. Finally, Madison Street delivering the sauce. The kitchen sink's out.
That's right. That's the sauce.
The sauce.
That's the sauce.
That's for me. So, again, if you haven't tried that kitchen sink, look at your local retailers. Look all around. I mean, anywhere you can throw a stone, you can find MST and their great brand of products. And speaking of great brands, what a great brand of basketball you had tonight, young man, as Nick Palm here. Our MST Sauce Company player of the game, 21 points. Man, what a job you did out there leading this squad to a huge win over a 4-1 SBC backyard rival. Is that what you guys kind of feel coming into the night with that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of momentum coming off Saturday's win against Margaretta. That was a big win, so.
Get that a little closer to your mouth. There you go.
So we're just using that momentum to keep us rolling.
There we go. And that was a big win for you guys over Margaretta. And talk about when you guys started out the season 1-2, this is a team that you guys didn't lose any games last year. I mean, I know you guys, most of this squad did a lot of time just kind of watching that senior squad last year. That was a decorated group, if you will. Now, you guys start this season out 1-2. You hadn't lost very many games last year. Mm-hmm. Now, what's the mentality like coming out of the game against Margaretta, coming into tonight against this big game against Hopewell Loudon? Is this a game that, you don't try to put too much on this because it's just another game, or a lot of these guys? I mean, these guys are neighbors, friends. Mm-hmm. Do you put a lot into this game because it's Hopewell?
We always want to win the game, so we know what we wanted to do, make sure we make them play our game, slow the pace down a little bit. And
what was the idea tonight? Like, did you guys think, all right, we have to shut down Evan Crease and we'll have a shot at the end of this game? Or was this just we have to play good defense all around?
Just contain everybody and play good defense all the way around.
So you weren't spotlighting anybody on that team. The only reason I ask that is because, Evan Crease, second leading scorer in the SBC, averaging almost 20 points a game. You guys held him just 16 tonight, and you did a really good job. He didn't get a lot of those points until late in the game. Yeah. Just talk about how you guys were able to, this defensive mentality that you have, is that something that permeates through the team? Is that kind of your identity this year?
Definitely this year. We know that we're going to have to play good defense to win games, make sure we try to hold them to they were averaging 70 points, I think.
Yeah. As I said,
played, so
we're held under 50 tonight. But, again, you senior leadership role on this squad, you and Lee Morgan, you guys have went through the growing pains of this, went to the tippy top all the way down to the lowest of lows. Yeah. And for you to come in tonight, again, to take that leadership role, to put it on the floor and know that defensively you guys can hang with anybody in the state, and then to come away and put on the production that you did tonight, again, my hat's off to Nick Palm, our MST Sauce Company Player of the Game. Nick, you got any shout-outs you want to give? And give us your MST order as well.
Yeah.
I'll just shout out my friends and family that have come, and then usually I'll go with a pound of Griff's, and then
that's a good one.
Cheese curds with dry rub on them.
Hey, man.
Cheese curds with dry rub.
Yeah. The cheese curds with the dry rub, that's like a cheat code for dry rub. I'm telling you, for the cheese curds, you got to go with the dry rub seasoning on them. You can do Cajun, you can do ranch. I'm not hating on anybody, but that dry rub, man, that's killer. I'm telling you.
Nick Palm, human cheat code himself, out on the floor tonight. 21 points and your MST Sauce Company Player of the Game. Nick, we want to thank you and good luck to you on the rest of the season, pal.
Thank you.
All right, thanks again, Nick. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Once again, our MST Sauce Company Player of the Game, Nick Palm. Huge shout out and a thank you to Nick for coming on with us here. Tom, that's pretty much going to do it for us tonight. Not much more we can say about this one. Big time win for Tiffin Calvert. And, for Hopewell Loudon, just time to move on and focus on the next one, right?
Oh, absolutely. And what it happens every year. I've covered it in print and on air and now live streaming as well. Never short of a good story between the Senecas and the Chieftains. Another chapter written here tonight. And, I guess that's going to do it for me until the Christmas time. So if I don't see you before then, happy holidays from myself. But, Nate, again, you got plenty of action before the Christmas gets here. So
yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up here on the schedule, folks. Once again, tomorrow, tune in for Mulling It Over, a special Friday episode of Mulling It Over, as obviously we have a game tonight, so we couldn't do it Thursday. But I have Albert Underko Jr. on with me, a special photographer, does some photography for Tiffin Columbian games, did some for Gibsonburg games as well, and then he also is a sideline photographer for NFL football games. That's right. So tune in tomorrow night. We'll have that for you as well here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And then on Sunday, over under Fantasy Focus, tune in right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And let's see, what else do we have for you? Next Monday, the Pulse Podcast, tune in. And the next time you'll see us on the broadcast, yes, I was just about to mention that. The next time you'll see us on a broadcast will be next Tuesday, as we'll be covering the Tiffin Columbian girls as they take on Bellevue. It'll be a tough game for those TC girls, as we saw them coming off a big win over Upper Sandusky this past Tuesday.
Yeah, Upper was 7-0 coming into that game, weren't they?
Yeah, big game. And if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it. Big-time buzzer beater or big-time game-winning shot by Mackenzie Davis. But once again, that's going to do it for us tonight. Big shout-out and a thank you to Connor Roush, our camera guy, and especially a thank you for rounding up our player of the game, because I'll tell you, he got the interview And it wouldn't be possible without him, so thank you to Connor Roush. Also, thanks to Tommy Hall, and thanks to the Wizard, Greg Kinn. But for the crew, I'm Nate Mullins signing off right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Your final score, 53-48. Tiffin Calvert over Hopewell Loudon. That's going to do it. Have a good night, everybody.